the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful. Peace upon all my beloved people. I want to tell you a story. In 1971, a young lady named Julia was flying from Lima, Peru to Germany, next to her mother on a plane that seated 92 people. Shortly after taking off, she looked over at the wing of the plane and saw it go up in flames. Shortly thereafter, the whole plane was panicking, and her mother looked over at her and told her, "I think this may be the end." Julia doesn't remember anything except 3 hours later, when she woke up finding one of her eyes blind and one of her legs almost crippled. She looked around after getting out of the Amazon River where she was strapped in her seat and found no one to be in any of the plane seats except 3 bodies. Everyone else had vanished. She bushwhacked her way through the rainforest, trying to survive, until 10 days later, when she found a hunter's tent and was able to find kerosene and salt to clean her wounds. On the 11th day, Julia was found by a group of Peruvian hunters. They took her to safety, and she was hospitalized, and she returned to normal. Today, Julia is 50 years old, a zoologist living in Germany, who tells the story of her survival, the amazing story of a young lady who was determined and had the will to want to survive. This story sounds spectacular, but it's not that abnormal for human beings to have that kind of human will when they want to survive. We as a race, as a human race, have been gifted with that ability to muster up an amazing amount of human will. That gift from God, the ability to will ourselves through to a goal or a vision that we have, is the one that comes out mainly when we want to survive for our life. But that same will is the gift that God gave us to will ourselves through every hurdle that we may hit in life on our way to a goal, on our way to an objective that we've set. God has given us the objective and shown us what to will ourselves to for success in our lives and to be happy after we die. And what this story tells us is that we have the will, we have the human will that can take us through any hurdles that we may face along the way. Any hurdles that we may face along the way to our goals in life, and any hurdles that we may face along the way to wanting to please God. And Ramadan is the month that trains us for that. It is our training for that human will. It's what shows us that when we want, we can make a decision to stop a very basic human need from taking us over, and we can control it. And something as basic and as necessary and as completely open for us as human beings as eating and drinking is what God trains us with to control ourselves, to be able to muster up that human will, and to teach us that that same human will is what can carry us through to our goals and our vision. So with that, I ask you and myself that we muster up our human will and carry ourselves through to our goals and our vision. And with that, we may meet God, having Him being pleased with us after we pass away. Thank you, and peace upon you all.